So, welcome to the second event of the Master AI4Gov. This time it is in Brussels. So, I am currently now in the Frankfurt airport. I am waiting to fly to Brussels. And I am actually really excited to see Brussels again because I worked there for 1 or 2 years when I was younger. So and also I am excited to see my colleagues and to exchange with them, and it will probably be the last time that we will be all together, or almost all of us, until the master ends, because afterwards maybe if we will communicate, it will be via WhatsApp, but I don't think we will be able to see us all together in person any soon. So I'm excited for that, and also for the panels that the master prepared, and to discover more of AI. So let's see. Okay, let's meet the colleagues. I'm filming you.
Hello, hello.
So it seems to me that you already discussed the ontology part.
Now, I mean, like, I think that we can officially start. I will give the floor to Gianluca or Marcia, whoever wants to.
So just a very short and warm welcome from my side. It's very nice to see you all here, both the students from this year's edition and a lot of friendly faces. It's so nice to finally meet you again in person. This really demonstrates that AI4Gov is creating a community of practitioners and of people that are like-minded, that have common ambitions, common way of thinking, a mindset that we are sharing, and hopefully we will move forward all together even more for more impact and more scale up in the future initiatives that we will conduct together. Of course, before we start, I would like to thank everyone, not only the master participants, of course, and alumni, but also UVM, Oscar, Claudio, Camilla, who are always instrumental for pulling all of this together, Luca Misuraka, who has been, together with Claudio, the visionary behind starting the adventure of AI4Gov and continuing it, as he will introduce later today, in new adventures, new projects. And I would also like to thank Fadi for hosting us today. We will explain why we're here, and we will also have time to discuss this next adventure.
Thanks, Marcia. And indeed, let me also thank Pari, Lore, Aisuna, Emily, and all the colleagues, because indeed we are not here by accident, and this is actually the center of Europe, and we really wanted to have this event here. And so also thanks to Alex that dropped us the initial idea of having this.
Next question: are we going in the right direction? What is your perspective?
I think we can still do better. What I see, for instance, because I'm also kind of monitoring a bit the process of the making of harmonized standards that supports the AI Act. What I see is that we still are facing this concentration of power. And this is also something that Jarno has mentioned. AI is by essence favoring big tech companies, and we see that even if the ecosystem is developing, there is still much more concentration. In order to have a resilient, I would say, ecosystem, we need diversity. Diversity means that everybody is able to take advantage of AI and not only the happy few that have a monopoly on tech solutions.
You can put guidelines, you can put ethical principles, you can put a lot of discussions about how it can be, but if you are not talking about the future, what the future brings, you don't know even what to recommend.
And the second, and that's I think is crucial for the kind of on different levels of AI implementation from the national governments to local implementations in municipalities and park administrations, is the question of competence. Understanding that technological competence is a core competence which needs to be present in the public governance, and that is certainly a weak point in many. Currently, I'm only working in the scene for decades. It's totally random. It's totally random whether a government or a city is actually capable of managing the tech they have, because they in many cases outsourced very fundamental parts of understanding how it works and what it does to the society. And that's not something we can afford with such a fundamental technology as AI. So we need to ramp up the effort, and this is a great example of that. AI for governance, ramp up the effort to make technological competence the core competence in any governmental function, because otherwise we don't know what we are dealing with, and that's of course then we have to go to about it.
Interoperability, not to translate it into the purely technical sense of interoperability, but interoperability also means the capacity of organizations to collaborate, the capacity of organizations to share things, but also having the legal agreements in place in order to work together and to share. So interoperability is to me a key issue in the public sector at the moment. So is the public sector equipped to tackle everything that gets thrown at them at the moment? No, absolutely not. But mechanisms are being put in place to set up that interoperability and to ensure collaboration within public sector.
So I think just to look to the person right next to you right now and just think about like whether that would be someone I could learn from, not just to the program, but for the next years, for many years to come. And like one in the program was also a reference for me for my current position in the commission. And the program was what inspired me to work here in Brussels. So think about, not just the program right now, but like the years to come, and how you can be there for each other and how you can build this.
Well, thank you, Alex, for concluding like this. I think it's the perfect, it's the perfect ending of the morning, which also underlines the core values of why I4Gov was born and why we're still here together.
It stands for Computer Augmented Virtual Environment. Fully immersive platform, fully immersive engagement room, so that we could actively disseminate on decision-making spectrums. The idea is to have also spatial surround sound as well, and human computing interaction, wireless interactivity, so to speak. So I don't technically need to be here, I can be there, but of course we are in the phase 1 now.
AI has put this in a completely different way again, because right now we can make sense of so much information. It's the most sophisticated and amazing information distribution tool, and as information we all know, knowledge is...
And the last thing I would say, really the last thing, great to have consultations, but working with citizens and communities is not just a process of having a one-off consultation, it's a process of co-designing, co-working, and involving them. And the folks from Milan are really happy because I was a student, so I think I have imbibed their lessons. It's really about that, and then people feel empowered, they will adapt these. Otherwise, we have these platforms of civic engagement, dime a dozen, but who is using them? That is also a question to ask. So, thank you, Jan.
Thanks, Pratik, and also for exactly.
I believe our societies, our citizens are much ahead of our institutions, democratic institutions, political institutions.
Created, communicating to citizens that these initiatives exist, are really getting in touch with citizens. We mentioned some data.
The project manager of MasterAI4Gov. So what we will do, or we try to do in the next maybe 20 minutes.
We also need a place to experiment, no? To practice, also to maybe capture interesting projects and have like a safe harbor, not like a sandbox, but for innovation, not for regulation, to try new things. This is the second pillar, the one in the middle. And then, and Enzo was super right as always, we thought we need an AI agent. We need or a combination, a set of AI agents to work with us or for us, trying to capture best practices, interesting cases, and also keep the program updated because it goes so fast. The others, you know it perfectly well. So
the experience of the AI4Gov Master for me was unique. I never had the in-depth capacity to explore some things that I didn't like, because I didn't, but yet I was forced to like, and things that gave me ideas.
For Accelerate, we'll have also a full master as AI4Gov, but focusing on also data spaces management and digital governance transformation, broadly speaking. But then you will have also the possibility to do this through micro-credentials, through a modular approach. So it's an additional thing. And you can choose, like a menu a la carte, which modules you want to do. And that's what will make different from the other. But then if you have the possibility, because only few people like you have the privilege to make the AI4Gov, because exactly it's time consuming, it's very in-depth discussion, is in English, big barriers. The other one, we will have modules in Spanish, in Italian, in French, in Portuguese, so that everybody in theory can take.
And more affordable.
It's the only Switzerland guy who takes a stand for something. It's not neutral.
Yeah, exactly. The only non-neutral Swiss.
Makes it very controversial in Switzerland.
Exactly.
Process, and one critical requirement for us is actually at this stage of pipeline design.
Okay.
Number 4, where we actually need to see if someone else has done something similar before.
Okay.
That would
different levels of complexity, because there are obviously guys who have no technical experience at all, and they will need much more guidance than other technical guys who they are just exploring.
Having
maybe list of common errors that you can face, and then so that the students can have them as a guide next to them, and the simple things they could fix, and they could also increase the efficiency of the class, because then
really upstream. So how to choose the right data set. That was really sort of a barrier, as all of us more or less started, to see, I mean, could we get something which is useful, could we get something which is kind of clean, could we get something which is that we can manage ourselves, or are we talking about
what approaches we could take to deal with kind of like the sensitivity issue around the data. And so one thing that came up was kind of like thinking about whether maybe to take like a differential privacy approach to it, so that you have the data actually still like stored locally at the institutions, but then
to have like a drop-down list where you can simulate different models and different results that can come out of like the selected one. Therefore, you would be more informed about why would you choose that model and that evaluation. Also, when the result, the second one is related to the first one, also like
it provides you all the visual of it, how the data is cleaned, how the data is treated, what input you can do. So similar fashion, we can have models, this different kind of models.
The next practical proposal that you will put in AI for scale. So in this
been an AI tool that we're sort of imagining that a supplier has given to us, and then we do like a test. I mean, we basically do the evaluation. We do like, we basically say like, you were given this tool, now tell the supplier like, are they done? I mean, give them feedback, say is it good enough, as if you had procured the project.
We put a lot of effort in how to ingest data and how to manage the data in order to make these models and make these classificators and things like that. But we thought about it is needed as well to...
So we all agreed that we like project work 3 the most, and so we thought an element of that could be to have one task that all groups have to do, and then decide what model to use to evaluate or train. Because for us, we had different activities and tasks that the AI was doing, and so some of us were exploring like Rouge or Roberta, and some of us weren't, and so we thought to keep it consistent.
But perhaps having the notion how to create, what are the basic elements of a digital twin, because what we were discussing is it must have, it should be something that works across the board for.
So what would be, I thought, interesting for the public services is to have a project on how to identify biases in different public services, because I mean the systems, as we know, they are learning from the data, and the less data, the more bias would be. So, you know, the services which are
language, because we've been talking a lot about the sort of digital divide between the students that join the class, and my understanding is that these like vibe coding tools are moving forward like quite rapidly, potentially to use as like a...
Maybe, Oscar, maybe you also want to share what was your impression when you were teaching.
Maybe he doesn't want to share.
I don't know what it's like to teach such a heterogeneous.
Yeah, save our feelings.
And what was your difficulty, and what is lacking from the class? You know, like what we could have done.
I think that it has been done. It has been done every single year. It has been very similar. Yeah.
And I think this is everything from my side. Maybe because you are the host, you want to.
Yes, thank you so much again. I look forward to build the momentum you created before, because it was a great job, and I learned more because I was not involved in the first project. I'm learning from all of you. It was a great job done. So we are going to build what you have done. Thank you so much.
Master, yes, I mean, like, we have finished the normal lectures, so I mean, like, you are already finished, yeah? I mean, you are already there? Yeah, good. You can focus now on your master's thesis, yeah? Don't forget. But, in any case, I mean, okay, so that's all, yeah? Have a nice day.